Giles, I hear you ask, where hast thou been? I have been off crime fighting, saving the world, damsels in distress. Sometimes just damsels not even in distress. No, I've been off working, making videos, you know, doing all that kind of stuff. So unfortunately I did miss about a month's worth of Giles Compiles episodes, but I am back for the time being, hopefully for at least a couple of weeks. This episode is essentially going to be a monthly roundup. I went through all the submissions I've had over the last month. There were a lot, and have picked out probably twice the normal amount that I normally pick out, so this episode is going to be a little bit longer. I'll just stop waffling now and we'll go straight into it. So the first video I'm going to feature this week was sent in a record number of times, but for some reason it only has like 160 views. It's from Eric Twitch Tibbet, and he's a bit of a beast. I actually met him a couple of years ago at a jam where I think he knocked his teeth out pretty much straight away, which to be honest doesn't necessarily leave the best first impression, but this video has definitely made up for that. If you wanted to sum up Eric's movement easily, you could definitely say that he's had influence from Pasha, but that's not to say that he's just doing copycat tricks and ripping off everything Pasha does. He's definitely developed his own style. Apart from a couple of low, sloppy landings, he comes across as a powerful, innovative mover. He's putting together strong lines that are packed out with complex movements, not necessarily just at the start of the video, but also he's holding off bangers until the end of the line, which is obviously harder due to stamina and everything else that comes into play. After seeing this video, I've got high hopes for Eric and I'm excited to see where he goes in the future. Next up, we have a visual treat called Salvage. It was shot by Bruno Jubin and it features an athlete called Pablo Weedman. It's not a super long video and the movement is definitely a way of giving the shots more context to look awesome rather than featuring the movement itself. But the drone shots, the cinematography, the editing, it's such a nice watch. Just go and check it out. Next up we have Tiger from the California-based Lotus Ninjas. I've shared some of this team before, but I don't think I've ever come across Tiger, who is evidently just as talented as the rest of them. Tiger clearly has a lot of spring, which coupled with some serious aerial awareness means that everything he's doing looks way more easy than it is. He's got a nice blend of both styles of movement, whether it be parkour or free running, and everything is tied together so fluidly that just makes it a pleasure to watch. I remember this next video dropping a couple of weeks ago, seeing it get shared everywhere. Since then it's racked up a ton of views, but for some reason I never actually sat down and watched it. It's from Apex owner and athlete Amos Rendeo, and it's really fucking good. I know a lot of you guys have already seen this, so I'm not going to waffle on, but the thing I love about Amos's movement is that he has just become such a master of moving. It's pretty unlikely you'll see Amos rocking up to a spot and banging out the biggest cat pass pre he can find, but it is very likely you'll see him finding a spot, finding a line, developing it, adding in some of the most complex and technical movements that he can do, and then mastering it to near perfection. Back on home turf now with a new video from Jack Dodds called Gainers and That, in which he does many an awesome movement, but also chucks in a load of just terrifying punch gainers. Jack has what I would call an English style, made up of plyometric jumps, climbs, descents, sort of straightforward linear movements, but he's very good at it. I've been seeing a lot more of him over the last year or so. He looks like he's getting stronger and stronger, and I can't see why we won't see more of him doing bigger and better things in the future. So rather than watching this next video, you have the option of doing the following. You go over to your fridge or your cupboard, wherever you keep your butter, you take it out, place it in the palm of your hand, and just stroke it gently. Just enjoy the feeling, because that's basically how smooth this next video is. It's from Min and Pablo, and I don't really need to say any more than that. They are just some of the smoothest movers in the game. It's just a super chilled video shot out in Japan, showcasing two athletes who are so confident and controlled with their movement that everything they do is just so clean and refined. Also, it features some of the coolest looking spots I've ever seen. So my last featured video this week is only just over a minute long, but I was already captivated by the first 15 seconds. The video is from Newman Parkour, a relatively new team who are already building a decent following. The video is just a fast-paced, action-filled taste of what's to come from the team, and given the level of movement, the filming, the editing, the whole package is enough to make me hit that subscribe button, and you should too. So now we're on to community news, and the first thing I want to talk about is a new event happening in Denver from June 16th to 18th called Toe Jam. The jam is to raise awareness and aid the National Alliance to End Homelessness. It's taking place in Bear Creek Park, which is a super sick spot, and overall it just should be a solid event. I've put all the links in the description below. If you're in the area or if you want to check it out, just get involved. Next up, if you somehow weren't still aware, Stora are hosting the premiere of Roof Culture Asia in LA this coming Monday. From there, they will then drive to Denver and then through to Philadelphia, where they'll be hosting jams and screenings at each stop. This could quite possibly be the only chance you'll get to see this film for well over a year or so don't miss out on the chance to see it. Also, I'm in the film, doing my filming thing, crying over security guard encounters, so there's a whole nother incentive to book that ticket. Also, by the time this episode goes live, I'll be sitting in my first class seat somewhere over the Atlantic Ocean on my way to Los Angeles to go and see the screening on Monday. So if you still haven't booked a ticket, because you know, you're sitting there and you're like, Stora a bit shit, I don't really want to see the film, it's not that exciting, I'm now going to be there, so that's obviously the reason you need to book that ticket. Finally, the thing that's causing a load of drama in the community at the moment is the situation regarding the FIG, Le Mouvement and Apex movement. It's all to do with a competition that's happening in Montpellier in France in 2 weeks' time, and as much as I would like to make a comment regarding the situation, for the moment, I'm just going to say no comment. And that is all for this episode of Giles Compiles. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and hopefully I will be back next week. I can't make any promises because my schedule is just all over the place at the moment, but I want to try and get this as consistent as I can. Also, make sure you hit subscribe because in a couple of days' time on this channel I'll be making an announcement about another community challenge that I'm running with the Motus projects. I'm not going to say any more than that apart from cash prizes and exciting opportunities. So thank you, goodbye. Do I leave? Do I stand? Do I duck down? I never know what to do.